So it is October 2nd, 2018. There's been a long-standing tradition in America and in our current police state. This tradition is now starting to be attacked. What am I talking about? Here on the Free Thought Project, what tailgating in a police state looks like. Police helicopter rains down hell on tailgaters. I've never been to a tailgate because I don't watch sports. I've only been to a handful of sporting events, and none of them at the professional level or even the high school level, so I've never participated in tailgating. But I do know that it is a fairly long-standing tradition for those who do enjoy sports and going to the games. They also enjoy barbecuing and drinking and having fun before the game starts. And I'm not sure, maybe one of you could tell me, perhaps after the game has concluded. So police, they decided that, well, you'll see. This happened at State College, Pennsylvania, or in State College, Pennsylvania. They say in all their years of reporting on police conduct and activity at the Free Thought Project, they've never seen anything like they are reporting in this article. Several utterly insane videos show police officers from Penn State University using their helicopter to rain down hell from above on hundreds of students and parents alike who were tailgating for the game. This, now, not only do they use their firearms very, very irresponsibly, as can be seen fairly frequently on this very website and in YouTube videos, but now they've broke out the chopper and they're beginning to use this tool irresponsibly. And it confirms to me that these people have no business in the positions they're in if they're going to behave in such a manner, or even if they don't behave in this manner. This whole apparatus should not even be allowed to exist, simply because of its potential for abuse. As StateCollege.com reports, Penn State parent and tailgater Scott Olson said that earlier Sunday morning, a police officer asked the fraternity tailgating next to his group to move one space over. After the fraternity's members refused to move, the officer told Olson and his group that the fraternity would be on watch for the day. We've been told that the tailgating wasn't just one fraternity like Olson described, but a senior tailgate with members of the Greek community, and that is known to be rowdy. Olson said police didn't check in all day until sometime between 3:30 and 4 p.m. when 8 officers on horseback and 15 to 20 other officers showed up to disperse the frat's tailgate. Shortly after, the helicopter flew in and made a sharp cut in Olson's aisle picking up tents and other debris. Now, you might not think, well, it's no big deal, it's just wind, and man, accidents happen all the time. We're talking about a machine that spins 4 blades at thousands of RPMs a minute. Just imagine if it hits the ground, if something went wrong and ended up on its side, those blades flying through the air and causing other shit to fly through the air. I mean, wasn't the officers on horseback and the 15 to 20 other officers enough to make this frat move over one spot? But instead, what do? They endanger everyone's lives who were around the area at the time. Okay, so they alleged that the Greeks were rowdy, but this behavior was never observed by Olson. There was no fighting or big disruption. No one was doing anything crazy or outlandish. We didn't have any issue with them all day, said Olson, who reported a scratch to his Mercedes-Benz thanks to a flying tent, and said a girl at his tailgate was cut in the face from debris, according to the paper. So the frat didn't cause any of these things to happen. The police did. Which one of these groups is actually the rowdy ones? Which one of these groups actually has the behavior problem? Several videos show the intense moment the chopper began flying over the crowd, using its downwash to lay waste to tents, chairs, vehicles, and anything else in its path. You get close enough to the ground, one of them blades can hit a person. The helicopter pilot used a P-8 to order the crowd to disperse, the description on one of the videos said, and then used the downdraft to get the point across, blowing down canopies and so on. And they go on to say the sheer lack of concern over what the potential damage could have been is outrageous, and it is outrageous. Now, can you imagine if a helicopter sent debris that hit a horse and got it spooked and it started trampling the kids? And this is something that could have easily been prevented by them just not behaving in this way. So they defended their actions. The police or spokesperson or whatever says, "We understand concerns have been raised regarding police activity during tailgate celebrations in one lot in advance of the Penn State versus Ohio State game on Saturday, September 29th. University Police wishes to reassure fans that officers were responding to the circumstances on the ground, which involved numerous law violations, including serious threats to officer safety within a disorderly crowd. Unruly individuals refused to disperse following verbal commands, and at least one officer suffered injuries." Again, I refer you back to the fact that they had no problems out of this group the entire day. There was no fighting or big disruption. No one was doing anything crazy or outlandish. So, again, you find an instance where law enforcement is lying to cover their own asses. Anyway, I thought I would share this with you. If you do any of these public events, you really should be very, very careful of what's going on around you. You never know what steroid freak out cop might do. You know, these guys, especially the real big muscle-bound ones, can fly off into a roid rage at any time and kill you. So, if you do tailgating or go to public events, you better be careful what you do and what you say. Otherwise, you may be gunned down by one of these control freak steroid monsters. Anyway, hope you all have a good day. Kill the state, live free.